back to Hot Rods World, and today I got a surprise here. I've been saving and thinking about it, but finally pulled the trigger. So let me show you guys what I. So let's see what we got here. Hopefully it will do what it's advertised, but we'll see. So sorry about that. Pull my camera back a little bit. Wrong way. Okay, cool. We got the full view, so. Yeah, you see it, guys. Stepped up. Finally got some. I think it's pronounced Relic. Got some torque boxes in, so let's see here we got here. Look at that. So I got those. I think they call Morellet or Marylet racing boxes. So, it allows me now on the bottom to be able to adjust my mounting points for my lower suspension. So you can see that. And then I also, so they make them in two. You can get just the lowers or uppers, but I went ahead and saved up over the last year, and I just bought both pieces. So got the top part too. But basically, like you say, these right here replace your standard. As anybody with a Fox body knows, these are probably the weakest point on the Fox body. The lower torque box and the uppers is. I have seen when guys start trying to go really fast, 60 foots, that they actually either on the uppers. You guys may or may not know, on a Fox body, the uppers are really thin, especially on the early model Mustang, the Fox bodies. So right now I have what they call a support strap in there. So it's like I forgot who made it back in the day, but they kind of clamp two pieces of sheet metal. They kind of keep it from ripping. But if you think about what the rear is trying to do, it's trying to pull, it's trying to lift the nose up. So that's why people set like pinion angle. So it's trying to pick the front of the nose of the rear up. So it's trying to rip. It's trying to rip, or not trying to rip, but it's trying to pull on the top part of the control arm. So it's trying to pull on this and push on this. So what people have said when they start going really fast, and I really wished some of these classes, unfortunately, you can't run them if you giving your time out in the last 365 days, blah, 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 whatever. But basically what'll happen is on these guys, they'll rip these guys out, but on these holes, guys have seen where they actually start to oblong them because the sheet metal is so thick, as you can see here. It's got reinforced plates, so this steel, and they actually put another piece of steel in here. So hopefully what I can find is, this also helps me when you start getting your car really low like this. I have, as you've seen, I have mounting points on the rear end, but on the body side they're fixed. So here on the back side, I can drop like 5 holes, or I got the Team Z boxes, so it's kind of infinite. But on the front side, I got 1 hole. So when you get this car low, I can't set the car as low as I not really want, but I like the look of it sitting really low on the tire. With this box, technically I could sit it actually a little lower if I want to. But right here, this gives me, let's just say this point right here is the factory hole. Now I can go either up higher to get the anti-squat number I want, or I can go lower, or I can actually find some holes in here. So it's in the same thing on the front. I can't, let's see if I can pick it out. All right, let me see if I can. But let's see here. I just hit my garage door. You can't touch anything with this garage door and it'll come down, but Let's see if I can get it out for you guys. At least let's take a look at it. But basically, this bar goes across the top, and I'm not gonna pull all the plastic off, but it basically replaces the top. So you cut out the tops and you weld it in. So if you look here, it's got the same similar holes in it, just like the other guys. Now Team Z does make an infinite hole loop. They have one that's kind of banana and it has the infinite holes on the top, but I'm not saying I won't need it, but from what I read, you know, once you find the spot you want on these cars, unless you just ride height, you kind of there. So, but yep. So anyway, I just want to show you real quick that I think these guys, they'll set you back about $1,000, a little bit more. But like you say, if you want, from what I've read online, it doesn't like if your car is already fast and flying. Like you say, the guy I'm referencing his private jet. He's been like, I think he said he's been like a 103 60 foot or something like that. And like you say, I don't mind giving out his because he put it out there. But he was saying what he's seen is that he's able to get the point, and he could see where some guys actually take like quarters or 50-cent pieces and was drilling them out on stock holes to keep it from, you know, elongating the hole. But what he's seen is he's now able to lower the car and still get the 60 foot and control the wheelie. So it didn't really pick up, but he said more. I can't remember if he said, I don't know if he said consistency or not, but I will say that now I can go in there and put the car ride height where I want, fix my bars. And as you know, the lower you can get these cars, the harder it is for it to wheelie. I'm not saying it won't wheelie. I'm just saying it will stop. My buddy, he had a S10 pickup truck that he couldn't get it from wheeling. His car, luckily, it's a ladder bar car, so he had the existing hole. So let me try to get out some of this light so it ain't just shining back. But he was able to lower the truck. I think he lowered it like 3 inches. And all of a sudden, once he found where it liked them, it was hard. I mean, it would pick the wheels up maybe 2 or 3 inches off the ground or less, barely pick them up. And he had missiles all the way around, so he had the right shocks to control it. But he said one of his best things was to, one of his best additions to the car was to lower it down. So my car's fairly low now. Not saying that with this, I'll definitely be able to go lower. Like the rear is about maxed out as I can go, where my lower control arm is not pointing to the ground, because on these Fox bodies, you want to have especially drag radials, you want to have it plant the tire really hard, where if you didn't have suspension, it would just yank try to yank the body off the car. But then you use your shocks to control how fast it rises in the back, because that's what you're trying to do. I'm basically trying to make the back rise as the front's coming up, and you know, you'll see really fast cars that have a bulldozer effect where the back is really high. You watch any like radial fast, like those really fast radial guys, the back is trying to come off, you know, ungodly amounts of travel in the back, and so basically they're trying to use the back end to force the front end down to apply pressure to push the car faster. I don't have nowhere that near the extension. I think on the video it may come up, you know, 1 inch or 2. But you also have to have a lot of shock adjustment for my car though. But really what I want to do is, I just like the lowered stance and being able to still plot out my suspension where I want it, and to get the security of being able to not, rip the torque boxes out or start having elongated holes and stuff like that. I haven't checked, but it's one of those precautionary measures. I figure if I can save up. So the next thing is to try to get it to the chassis shop. And as everybody knows, that's going to be the next venture. I've reached out a couple people, and I'll make a video once I get a date and we'll talk about it then. But just want to give you a quick update. I'm now part of the family of adjustment for suspension. You know, last year we did, I did Mentzers all the way around, and now I got this adjustment. So you know, as you make these cars faster, we'll try to go faster. Um, you know, the thing is, I wanted the ride height. I like the ride height, but I couldn't keep it lower enough. Well, I had an issue where if I made it too low, it knocked the tires off. You made it too high, it would. This car has tried to wheelie before. It's been a while, and when it did try to wheelie, I don't think I had my exhaust pointing back out. You know, one of the things that it does help. I mean, they seen improving on videos having the front exits pointing up at the sky and tuning those bull horns. You can turn them, and you know they'll create downforce or take it away. A lot of the pro modified guys, you'll see them, and that was one of the first use case. They put them actually on scales, turn the bull horns, you know, like they normally would, and they had no down pressure. They turned it up. I mean, you know, of course, those cars making 4 or 5 thousand horsepower, but they were able to get. I saw guys was able to take as much as 50 pounds off the car and move it elsewhere because they had so much downforce keeping the front end down. So, but anyway, guys, oh sorry, I didn't even realize I won't on camera. But anyway, I just want to give you a quick update video. Like you say, I'm trying to make these twice a month anyway, if I can keep that up instead of that sporadic. I send a video a month and then it's 3 months later, so you'll see my face on a video whether I'm at a racetrack or not. I don't know that. Hopefully it doesn't bother you too much, but anyway, so comment, like, subscribe, and hopefully the next video will be taking the car to the chassis shop, and hopefully they'll let me videotape me talking to them about, you know, the scenarios and stuff like that. But I guess we'll see, and we'll go through that. But anyway, guys, y'all, until next time.